Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner Football Fans podcast. Today we have Sooner fan Tyler Cain from right here in Norman, Oklahoma. We take a look at the 2018 Sooner football schedule with Tyler and list out what games we're looking forward to seeing. Are the Sooners going to four-peat in the Big 12, and are they going to get into the playoffs again? Sooner football fans is not associated with the University of Oklahoma, but we do have eligibility left. Boomer. Hey, Sooner football fans, you got Terry and Rob here. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
And from right here in Norman, Oklahoma, we have Sooner fan Tyler Cain on. Boomer Tyler.
Boomer Terry.
So tell us a little bit about Tyler. Live here in Norman, from Norman. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born and raised here in Norman. I went to Norman High School and Norman North High School. I graduated in 2008. Then I joined the military, and I left for a little bit, and I came back. So,
what branch of the military did you?
I was in the United States Navy.
In the Navy?
So, thank you for your service, man.
I was going to say the same thing.
Really
Thank you for
appreciate
your service. I mean, it says a lot. Young men like yourself who go out and right out of high school and go to serve, we truly appreciate it. So we're going to change stuff up here on the podcast. We're going to kind of go over some of our little forum.
Wait. Do you just mean that if we're going to change, you're going to be the good-looking one now? Or I mean, if we change things up.
I've always thought I was the good-looking one. You were the tall one.
Oh, okay.
You know, you're the ginger and I'm the Mary Ann.
Is that because I got a red beard?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. I feel like you were being racist against me a little bit right there.
So, first off, let's kind of go through some of your stuff here. You know, we have a little, if y'all haven't listened to the podcast, we put out a little questionnaire for the fans and just to learn a little bit about them. Favorite Sooner, Sterling Shepard?
Sterling.
Why Sterling? Other than he is amazing, but, you know.
You know, he's an Oklahoma boy, and he grew up with Stoops, and I just thought it was a really cool story. And what he did here at OU was fun to watch.
You know, me and Terry take full credit.
We do. We were his first football coaches.
We taught him everything he knows.
Taught him everything, yeah. Anything. And when we're done, there's a football up there. I'll show you his fourth grade autograph.
I got the same one.
But he played football on our Little League team, and him and Caleb were really good friends when they were younger until he moved up to the city and stuff. But great kid, great family.
Great kid.
Yeah, and even when if you knew him back then and you see him now,
same kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he comes up, gives you a hug.
Yeah.
You know, he's just, nothing's changed him.
Fun to coach. Probably one of the most fun kids to coach we ever coached.
Yeah, and when he was in fourth grade, he was a beast.
He was a beast, yeah.
Yeah. He was a stud among little boys. I mean, he would put it on you in a heartbeat. But as far as the alternate jerseys, you don't like them, right?
No. I've never been a fan of traditional jerseys or the alternative jerseys, but I get why they do it. I understand, and I guess that I can be okay with that because that's what recruits like these days.
Yeah,
you know. And so, as a fan, I guess I have to get over my hate of the alternative jerseys. You know.
So I just want to say, Danica Patrick has a commercial out. And it is major. You want to check that out when you get the opportunity.
Does that have anything to do?
My bad.
Does that have anything to do with the jersey?
Back to the I'm just sitting here in front of the TV, and I thought in case you guys didn't know, I'm trying to help you out.
Okay.
I'm so Sooner, I'm trying to help you out.
Well, if you all listen, you know that we're kind of the same way. We don't like, I'm a traditionalist. I understand changes come about as things go on, but drastic changes to our uniforms, I don't like. I know we changed the logo and made it bigger. I'm fine with that. But if you told me you were going to make our helmets with a white stripe down the middle of it, I would go, no, don't do it.
Or the what was it? I think the worst ones were the Bring the Wood or whatever.
Yeah, the Bring the Wood,
the wood on the shoulder.
Wood grain.
Nope.
You know, I'm a traditionalist as well. If they're going to do something, you know, like say one game a year, I wouldn't mind that being extremely drastic, like a chrome helmet with a chrome red OU. You know what I mean?
I just feel like that's like Oregon, Baylor's, Oklahoma State. Like that's their thing because they need to do that.
I agree.
Put their name out. We don't need to put our name out. So like, why?
Yeah, we're Oklahoma.
Why change? Why change it?
You're preaching to the choir, brother.
That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's just, you know, why do we want to change it up? You know, I'm with you. I understand it's kind of the deal now, you know, is kids want to see something flashy. You know what? Give them new sweat, you know, give them different colored sweats or something like that. Don't change their jerseys. But
Well, I had this conversation with some of the younger crew, and you know, they're all about it. And if that's what we got to do to keep, you know, what Terry and I consider blue chips. You're quite a bit younger than us. You probably don't know. Well, 5 stars. If that's what we got to do to keep 5 stars coming here, then I'm all in.
Change the jersey up every now.
I'm all in. You know.
Yeah.
So the other one is, when do you ever root for OSU?
Never.
Good job.
I will never root for OSU.
Yeah. So you're not a fan. You're not a believer in that you can.
Nope.
When they're not playing OU.
I mean, I have a problem with people that have 2 teams that aren't even rivals. So, but at the same time, like I cheer for Navy, so you know, kind of have the 2 teams. But like that's because I serve in the Navy.
Right.
You know,
That's
like
a whole different deal.
Yeah, but like I don't understand people that want their rival to do good. Like, I never want to see Oklahoma State win.
Yeah. The only time I want to see them win, and I don't root for them, again, I'll say it, is if it benefits us. But I'm not going to. If they lose.
Yeah, I'm not going to be upset about it. Like, if it benefits us, okay, cool. Thanks for helping us. But
Funny that you consider them a rival.
Okay, maybe not a football rival. Maybe more like a basketball and baseball rival.
There you go. So, moving on, like I said, we're going to try something a little bit different. It's early on, but, you know, Rob and I were just talking, you know, we've kind of beat to death the quarterback and the Baker going to the Browns and the defense and all that stuff. We're going to look into the future. We're going to talk about the schedule this year and what we've got coming up and what Tyler is looking forward to seeing, you know, as far as the schedule. Now, you said you have season tickets, or if you're,
I do have season tickets.
Okay. So, looking at the home schedule, what game are you looking forward to? And don't say Army because you're a Navy guy and you want to watch us beat the hell out of Army.
I mean, I can't wait to beat the hell out of Army, but for the out of conference, it'd probably be Florida Atlantic. Now I know UCLA is the bigger name, but they're not going to be no good this year.
Yeah, you don't think the Chip Kelly factor is going to jump in there real fast?
Maybe when we go to UCLA.
Yeah,
but when it's going to be like the Tennessee series when they came here and we blew them out, and then when we went there and it was a close game,
they were better the next year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of like that.
That's a good point.
I look forward to FAU because Lane Kiffin likes to run his mouth.
Yeah,
and then they got our old quarterback that likes to run his mouth, and now he may not even be the starter.
Yeah, what did he end up getting hurt? Did he get in trouble? I can't remember. I think he got in trouble.
Yeah.
Probably drinking under his drinking again. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, but I'm gonna tell you what, that kid's got some skills.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, he's a good quarterback. I just thought it was funny he ran his mouth. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to Florida Atlantic. I'm looking forward to the non-conference schedule because the only team with a bad record was UCLA last year. Florida Atlantic had a winning record, and Army had a winning record.
Yeah.
And like Rob brought up a couple of weeks ago, our 3 non-conference games are completely different than what we're going to. Well, with the exception of UCLA, we're going to have to prepare for those games because it's something we're not going to see any other time.
Yeah,
Army runs that wishbone.
That triple option.
Yeah, triple over flex
Tulane
bone.
killed us with.
Yeah. So you have to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a revenge game right in the middle, but we're right in the middle.
Iowa State, and that's at Iowa State. So
let's talk about how bad we kicked that booty this year, because you know that is coming.
Yeah.
They got one coming, and they know it.
Yeah.
Well, can we kick that booty next year? Iowa State's.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
It's going to be bad. You think so?
I think
it's gonna be bad.
they lost. Who they got? They still got that quarterback.
Yeah.
And they still that running back. I think he stayed.
Yeah. So
they lost Lazard.
yeah, but we should have thumped them last year.
Yeah. We were thumping them last year.
And then you throw into the factor that it's in Ames, so even though it's not a big crowd, Iowa State's they're gonna show up in the droves and be up on that
They like to show up for us.
Yeah.
So the big bonus here for us is that it's late or mid-September, so there's not going to be 15,000 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
All right, so we can go down there. We're going to I'm telling you, it's going to be bad. We're going to put a whooping on.
We're going to put a whooping on them.
Yeah, because they messed up our perfect record last year. So
yeah, and like you said, it's not going to be cold up there. It's going to be a revenge game. It's going to be difficult. I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be an interesting first quarter. I think they're going to come out.
Yeah.
The crowd effect. And I say it's not a very big crowd, but they're all going to.
They run about what Oklahoma State runs, don't they? About 40,000 or something
like that. So
yeah.
I mean, about as much as any big high school. My bad. I'm sorry. Sorry, OSU fans.
Don't apologize to OSU.
Okay, quick update here, though. Kyler Murray has 5 RBIs on the day.
Good Lord.
He has a 3-run home run.
He's gone.
You think so?
He's a first round.
And a double.
Good grief.
Right.
But it is, speaking of FAU, isn't that who?
It's UCF.
UCF.
And actually, they're pretty good at baseball.
Oh, really?
They, if I remember right, they beat Florida.
Mm-hmm.
In Gainesville.
They're pretty salty.
No, okay.
So they're not like super bad, but we should have won last night. So
did we did we lose last night?
Yeah, we lost last night on the 14th.
Oh,
did we?
Wow.
Yeah.
I turned it off and we just went on.
We went up 4-3 in the top of the 14th, and then
I've been this whole day thinking that we won last night. I swear to you.
So, but Florida Atlantic, the Lane Kiffin deal, that's the opening game. I love that as the opening game because it's going to be hyped by
I personally love Lane Kiffin. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But
I still think he got fired from USC was the greatest firing ever.
Yeah.
Where they fired him on the tarmac at the airport. Didn't let him get on the bus. Just said, "You're fired."
I see you wouldn't want to be you.
But I mean, he's built his own or dug his own hole.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to Tennessee and talked about and left. Did he even coach a game at Tennessee? I don't.
Yeah, he coached a season.
Yeah,
and then he's Southern Cowboy, so
darted for California.
Darted for his dream job, and ended up failing.
Yeah, and then Saban picked him up, and now he's down in at Florida coaching Howard Schnellenberger's old team, the Owls. But
Schnelly about 100 now.
Yeah, probably. But it's going to be hyped up because of our offense and his offense, our coach and his.
I definitely think it's one of the more interesting first week games.
Yeah, we may even. I don't know what others that may even pull game day in here for the first game of the season.
You think?
I can't remember. There's a couple good games. Isn't West Virginia Tennessee week 1?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I was saying. It could. I mean, but I'm just saying that's what everybody's going to be talking about.
It's definitely going to be a top 5 game.
Yeah, they're going to be talking about Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley versus Lane Kiffin.
Yep.
The meeting of the offensive minds. So that's definitely going to stand out. I'm looking forward to the Army game, just simply because it should be a throttling. Okay, and I don't know if it's wrong to hope that your military gets.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to it because it's military. I like to see their traditions, and I just love watching the triple option.
Yeah,
it's just such a fun game when you're not playing it.
Yeah, and I think the way that Oklahoma has always done, they've always shown a lot of respect to the academies when they come here. I know when Air Force came, they do stuff to recognize the fact that these guys, when they're done playing football and going to college,
This is pretty much their last time to play football.
Yeah, they're going to serve, on whatever their studies were. So that's one of the home games I'm looking forward to go into it. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Then we got Baylor the week after that. Are we going to have a repeat of last year's Baylor game? What was it? What did we end up winning that by?
Was it like 49-42 or something like that?
Yeah, something terrible like that. It was 49-41. So are we going to see that again? Do you think?
I didn't think we would see it last year.
Well, they lost a lot of recruits, but they got some recruits.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked Matt Rule as a coach, and for him to go 1-11 and still get top 35 class.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I think they're going to get away from that fast-paced offense that we're used to seeing in this conference, but I think since it's at home, I think
it'll be a whole different story.
Yeah. I always think we play better at home against those teams like Baylor and Tech and all of those. For some reason, we like to give them a chance at their house, but then when they come to our house, we just blow them out of the water.
So we're not getting a game day week 1. Michigan, Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, that's game. That'll be
for
game
sure.
Day. Yeah.
Auburn, Washington's right behind that. So
yeah. But it'll be talked about. Was our point?
Yeah.
They're gonna
It
push
should be a
that
top five first week game.
Yeah.
Auburn is who UCF beat in the Peach Bowl last year.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That got them their national
Yeah,
championship.
then they were not
fake
claiming
rings.
that national championship.
Hey, they have as much a claim to it, I think, as anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
As Oklahoma State did in 1945.
Yeah.
If Oklahoma State can buy a championship from when Army won theirs, then
Yeah. I mean, because that's why we're kind of off of it. But I mean, that's why I think we need to go to an 8 or 10 team or 12 team playoff type deal, because they should have had the chance to, they beat the team that beat the 2 teams that played for the national championship.
yeah, I've always said 6 to 8, maybe more of an NFL style, because I mean, technically this is the amateur league for the pros, so I don't know why college doesn't mirror the pros more,
or any other, or Division I that doesn't mirror all other colleges.
Well, because school factors in there. That those kids are out of school.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying like let's move to a 16 week schedule. I just think like playoff wise, maybe put a wild card in there.
Yeah.
Rules instead of 1 foot, it's 2 feet.
Yeah. I just think that it ought to be at least 8. You get
Yeah.
I think the top 5 teams should be the 5 conference. What do they call them? The
Conference champions.
Yeah, conference champions, but the Big 5 or whatever it is.
Power 5.
Power 5. Yeah, the Power 5, and then give us 3 wild cards, and then you can throw a UCF in there.
ESPN's going to put all 3 of those spots as SEC teams. Vanderbilt.
But I mean, and when they announced Alabama, and I agreed with what Herb Street said, is that as much as we love the playoffs and it's coming to this, they are taking away from winning a conference championship, the pride of winning, because it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Doesn't mean anything.
I see it more as an invitational.
Yeah, it's whether you get the invite to come and play, and I think if you win your conference championship, you should be in the playoffs.
It's going to be it's just off brand. Whose brand is bigger?
Yeah.
So here's what teams are doing this now. They're starting to catch on to us. TCU's playing Ohio State this year.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State has really stepped it up this year. They're playing Boise State.
Yeah.
I know Boise State beat us, but come on.
But
USC's
Boise
playing
State's
Texas.
Going to be good this year too.
Yeah. Oklahoma State's gotten better than Baylor, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Baylor's schedule is still, and they got like Lamar, some high school, and then for that rule, because they put that rule in there for the Big 12 to play at least one Power 5. So then they went and got Duke.
Yeah. That's hey, it's in the rules.
Yeah. So it's like, come on, Baylor.
That's weak.
Yeah. It's like, come on, Baylor.
Not as weak as that call right there, but she didn't even tag her. Good grief.
You got the softball on now, Rob?
Yeah.
You guys get to sit back and, watch.
We are living the life, sir.
And I'm having to sit here with the headphones on and and staring at a computer screen. Okay, and of course after the Baylor game, we got Texas. Prediction, Rob?
Pain. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just drawn into a flashback. Texas.
Yeah.
So I've been saying this for a long time. Texas has talent. If they can get them in the right spot at the right time, they're going to beat a lot of people. Now, I don't think we're going to be one of them. I think we probably put a good, pretty good whipping on them. But I'm a fan, and I'm going to say that.
Yeah,
I can say that.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, they do have a lot of talent. And if Erlinger, what's his
Ellinger,
whatever, the kid can play quarterback.
Yeah.
And if he's the starter, they could give us some problems. Because, that's the game.
If they call that game right, like call all those holds.
Good.
That was probably the most frustrating thing to watch.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Texas next year?
I mean, I always hope for a blowout, but I usually predict a pretty close game that could go either way. Just whoever. Yeah. It's always one of those games. No matter how good or bad a team is, it's going to come down to a play or two to where it's going to be the game for the game.
You ever been there to that game?
Yeah, I go all the time.
Oh yeah,
it's great.
Best game in the world.
Yeah,
unless we lose.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's changed. Like when I went and the team won. The fans would go to the exit and just mock the people leaving, the losing team leaving. You don't see that anymore.
Yeah, that's because they're gone before we can start mocking them.
Yeah. Usually the losing team tries to get out of there pretty fast.
Yeah. Then we got TCU in Fort Worth. That's going to be a tough one because TCU always, I think, it's a little bit of a buzzsaw for us when we go down to TCU into the Horned Frog Field.
Well, that game they have against Ohio State's really going to tell us a lot.
Yeah.
If they get smoked by Ohio State, then I think that, because we're every bit the team that Ohio State is for sure.
Yeah. What do you think? About the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, we always kind of have a little bit of trouble on the road. There's always at least one or two games on the road that you're like, man, what are we doing?
And then we got Kansas State. That's not a gimme. I don't care.
It's still a W. It's not a gimme, but it's a W.
Yeah. I feel better playing Kansas State at home. I don't like going to Manhattan ever.
Yeah,
that's one place I do not like going to.
Yeah, and Mr. Schneider seems to figure out our defensive scheme pretty quick and puts an offense together that can.
It's a good thing he doesn't have 4- and 5-star recruits because they
usually what happens is they play us close in Manhattan and then we get mad about it when they come to Norman and smoke them.
Put it on them. And let's see, then we got Texas Tech and Lubbock. Yeah, I don't think Tech's going to be very good this year.
No, they're probably going to be down there with Kansas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but we say that, and then they put 50 points on us, and we beat them 59-50.
Well, hopefully we ain't running that 3-4 no more. Like that. That game against Tech completely changed when we went back to the 4-3.
Yeah.
So I just never understood why we kept trying.
Yeah, you and everybody else wearing crimson and cream. We're trying to figure that out. And then we got the Aggies, Oklahoma State in Norman.
That'll be interesting just because they don't have that receiving core no more. They ain't got
quarterback.
They ain't got Mason Rudolph. They ain't got no quarterback this year.
Yeah.
So this year it is a tail kicking.
Yeah, they ain't got. It's gonna be a bad year for State, I think. They may be lucky to be bowl eligible.
We're gonna pound them this year.
Yeah, and then go ahead.
I was gonna say because I assume they're gonna be redshirting that freshman quarterback they got coming in, Spencer Sanders.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
well, they don't have the luxury. Oklahoma State does not have the luxury of redshirting people that can play right now.
Yeah.
They don't have.
Because that Spencer Sanders, that kid can play, but.
And then we got Kansas. We don't even want to talk about that.
Wait. Yeah, there is something that we need to talk about.
Go ahead, Rob.
Kansas beat Texas.
I just read that game because game day always feels like it's a full. It just takes it's just the slowest day.
Yeah, it is. The game is slow.
It's so slow.
Yeah.
We set records against them.
Yeah. If it's not here in Norman, I don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
Like I flip back and forth to another game.
Yeah. And then we close the season with West Virginia. Now, my question is, I'm not a very smart man, is why is everybody all hyped up on West Virginia? Weren't they hyped up on West Virginia last year?
It's
They're
because
pretty much hopped up on West Virginia every year.
Yeah.
it's that Will Greer guy. I mean, Will Greer.
They got David Sills.
One quarterback does not a team make, and you can if anybody says that Baker Mayfield made the team, they are mistaken.
Yeah, he had a ton of weapons around him.
Baker Mayfield is a fantastic all-world player, no doubt, but he did not make the team.
Yeah. But I mean, we handled them pretty good this year. I know it is in Morgantown, and maybe it'll be snowing again because we don't get to see enough games, college games in the snow.
Yeah.
But I don't understand it. Every year they talk about West Virginia is
Finishing
going to be
near
up
the
there.
top,
and then they don't.
and then they end up in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
So I still have nightmares of that year we played up there,
That first
and
year?
they just went. I don't know. They just ran to the parking lot every play or something. It was just ridiculous. And that's I don't think I've screamed more at the TV than I did that game. Probably.
Yeah. What was his name?
Texas Tech in Lubbock was probably the
Tavon Austin.
Tavon
Austin
ran all. They put him at running back.
And there's
wide
another one
receiver.
too, right? What was the other one's name?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Well, we won the game, but good grief, we couldn't stop anybody, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
because track meet out there.
They put him at running back and at receiver and at slot, and I think they even put him in the Wildcat as quarterback. I mean,
probably.
Yeah. And but the same type of ended up being the same type of game like you were saying 2 years ago in Lubbock.
Where you just couldn't stop nobody.
Yeah.
And
you might as well not even set the defenses.
Like
out
I mean, you win, but you still don't feel good about it. Like I was sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Like we won, but
Yeah, it was
I didn't
bad.
feel. I didn't. They're like, man, this game's so awesome. No, this game is not awesome.
Yeah, it was same way with we talked about the Baylor game last year. You know, it was like felt horrible after that game.
The media loves it, but as a fan, I don't.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
As a fan, I want that defense to hold them to 10.
Right.
Hold them 17.
Right. So, who do we play in the Big 12 championship game?
Texas or West Virginia.
You think so?
I think West Virginia has the best shot at being first this year than they have any other year.
Wouldn't it be amazing though if it was Texas? I mean, seriously, can you imagine playing Texas twice a year down in Dallas? Holy cow! The Big 12 championship game,
a big game,
would be.
It'd be like what it was back when it was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So normally I would probably say TCU, but if they get just really thumped by Ohio State and then we go in there and thump them pretty hard, that tends to destroy a team. So yeah, I think probably West Virginia or Texas, really.
Yeah. So let's see here. Looking at the schedule, possible losses.
There are none.
Possible losses. Let's see.
We've already called Iowa State a blowout.
And Oklahoma State. So possible losses, I think, would be.
I don't really feel good about the Florida Atlanta game. I think we should win. But they're not a team you can mess around with.
Yeah, they're not a bad team.
They're not
it's
a team that
Tulane.
you can go like we did with Iowa State, go up 20 in the halftime and come back out and be lazy.
Yeah.
I think it's probably safe to say their entire focus
Is us.
in UCF right now is us.
Yeah. They're preparing for
So I'm not going to put that as a lock for a win just because,
that makes sense.
But, I don't know. The other losses probably, you always put Texas up there.
Yeah. TCU, I think, but Rob said too, but I mean, TCU down in Fort Worth.
TCU and West Virginia.
Yeah.
Especially since it's in Morgantown.
So it could literally come down to us beating West Virginia at the end of the year and having to turn right around in the next week, play West Virginia again.
Yeah.
Or that game determines whether it's them or Texas or, them or whoever.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I don't like about only having 10 teams and having having a conference championship. But it is kind of cool that you get the extra game, though.
Yeah.
But, so we play either Texas or West Virginia in the championship. We win. Top four. Who's? Does anybody even want to try to figure out who's going to be in the playoffs next year?
Not really.
Alabama will be, because I don't care if they have 2 losses next year. Alabama, somehow they're going to make it.
They're going to make it. But
so right now there are definitely some media darlings. They're going to try and stick Clemson in there, Alabama. They would have liked to have stuck Florida State in there, but Florida State can't seem to win any football games. So,
yeah. And who did they end up hiring as their
Willie Taggart?
Taggart,
the Oregon guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
and of course,
I still don't think they're going to be any good this year.
A&M thinks that since they got Jimbo Fisher, they're going to be there.
Yeah, they've already counted themselves national champions for the next 10 years. It's probably going to be Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, either one of those, and Ohio State, because they seem to love Ohio State.
Yeah, they love Ohio State too. I saw one too that had, like I said, Wisconsin could be in there. They had. I was actually surprised that they got beat by Ohio State last year in the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah.
Because I would have loved to have played them instead of Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, we're not going to even try to think about that, who's going to be in it. But, realistically, I think we should.
I think we at least make a New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah.
Like what was it? When we played Auburn, it was Sugar Bowl.
Yeah. So if we just make a New Year's Six Bowl, is that a down season in your opinion? Or to be successful, do we need to return to the...
I think if we don't make a New Year's Six Bowl, because this is our first year without having Baker Mayfield, without,
Yeah.
all of that. So, I think if we can get to New Year's Six Bowl, I think that will show that Riley is the right coach.
Yeah. What do you think, Rob?
Well,
New Year's Six or...
here's the thing. How many teams make that? Not many. If you make that, you got to be happy with it.
Yeah.
If we make it again and we lose, are we still happy with it? I don't know. We're an elite team, and only the elite teams make it.
Yeah. So,
no, we won't be happy, but I think as fans we'll be proud that we're there, if that makes any sense at all.
Oh, yeah. You'd rather play in a New Year's Six Bowl than you would the Las Vegas Bowl.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or the Alamo Bowl. Or
What's that one in Louisiana that we played one time? Ugh.
The Independence Bowl.
That-
the Independence Bowl, the Sharpie
It's like
Independence
the
Bowl.
worst, the worst.
But, hey, we were happy with it that year. We hadn't seen a bowl game in 10 years.
You know what? I bought tickets to that game, fully intending to drive down, and for whatever reason, I didn't get to go. I think my mom got sick or whatever, but I was bummed.
Yeah.
It's because I wasn't there. We lost that game. I wasn't there.
Yeah. But, no, New Year's Six, we have to be there. Looking at the schedule, there's a few games that are cut, depends on when we lose them. We're the proof in college football is that it matters when you lose a game. Mm-hmm. Because if we lost Iowa State last year and we're able to overcome it and get into the playoffs.
It's better to lose early than it is to lose late.
Yeah,
especially with the playoffs.
Yeah, unless you're Alabama.
Yeah.
So if we're not in the New Year's Six Bowl, there's a better than average chance that we didn't win the Big 12.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we would have placed third to fourth.
Yeah, we would have been in the...
And then that's when Mike Stoops...
Yes.
That's when Mike Stoops...
resigns.
Yeah. Yeah, forcibly resigns.
Yeah. But it'll be it's going to be a fun year. And we got some good games, a good non-conference schedule. And, I think that's, again, I think we've had a good non-conference schedule for a while. Mm-hmm. But now we've got three pretty solid teams going to come in here to Norman and walk out with their tail between their legs. Man. Something happened on the softball game?
Baylor's getting a little home cooking. Of course, we're in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They're getting some calls there. I don't know. It's 5-3 Oklahoma, but
Well, we've covered all the games, and Tyler, we appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
And hope you'll come on again. We've got people lined up. We've got ladies lined up to come on now. They
Can't wait for them.
answered the call. But that's today's podcast, guys, and we appreciate you listening. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
And Boomer Tyler.
Boomer.
Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. If you want to be on the podcast and talk Sooner football with us, go to www.soonerfootballfans.com. Click on the How to Be on the Podcast tab, fill out the form, and we'll get you on. Boomer.